Hello, this is KRBrickBot, and I'll be looking at one of the smaller helloka봇뱅 sets, Fero B, as clearly shown on the front of the backing card. It's an F, not a P. It's a blue colored background with orange highlights. Standard blurbs here, and the auto transformation and the cross combination, only 2 blurbs here since it's only this small set. Same here on the back, the several compatible things sold separately. The white outline showing how the car, the small car and the bigger car are packaged in. And the names pointed out on there. So yeah, it was display packaged like this in a clamshell. And the front paper backing was arranged like this. Yeah, with this sticking out from the side. And a little blurb here saying there is a face inside the car, since you couldn't exactly see that inside of the packaging.
신비감을 가진 현명한 미니카봇 페로. 언제나 인자하고 예의를 중요하게 생각하며 옳은 말만 골라서 한다. 다만 공격받기 전까지는 말이야. 역을 받으면 정의감에 이글이글 불타는 영웅으로 변신해 상대를 공격한다. 필요할 때는 헬로카봇과 결합, 전투기, 드론, 탱크 등의 능력을 발휘하고 결정적일 때는 이 카봇과 결합, 카봇뱅으로 변신한다. 강력한 무술의 특기로 에너지파가 손과 발에서 나가며 여의봉처럼 길어지는 카봇, 양쪽에 에너지볼이 달린 쌍절군의 무기를 사용한다. 멀리서 벗이 달려와 그대를 도와주니 이 또한 기쁘지 아니한가. 내 이름은 페로라. 이 에너지볼을 막으면 너를 인정하겠다. 에너지볼 슈팅스타! 하늘 끝까지, 아니 우주 끝까지 길어져라. 에너지 카봉! 네가 하기 싫은 건 남에게도 시키지 말아야 하는가. 그런데 차탄, 너는 왜 매번 카봇에게 부탁만 하느냐? 네가 카봇을 위해 할 수 있을 일을 찾아볼 순 없을까? 나를 공격하다니 용기가 가상하도다. 쳤냐? 아비오! 너 오늘 집에 갈 생각하지 마라. 아비오! 이판 사판 난장판이다.
So if you picked it up from the voice clip, they officially call it the mini Carbot, the middle Carbot, and the big Carbot. I guess you could call it the micro Tobot because mini Carbots. Yeah, anyway, starting off with Fero. It's a little orange car. It's a little orange sports car thing. With the baby blue windows. Intake vents. Some rather slanted painted lime green. Little grill there over their very bumper sticking out. Little handlebars. Pretty plain back. With some resemblances of lines that resemble the typical car features. And cute little tiny roller axis wheels. Yep, just like they're all very similar in shape and styling, but they're distinct from one another at least. And again, Micromasters. Micromasters, but actual cars. Next is the middle B Carbot POW. It's a red and orange tall car thing. It also looks slightly slanted upwards. As it goes upward, it goes slightly slanted upwards. Yeah, it's a short, stout little car with futuristic looking windows with a big cutout and some more futuristic slanted cuts and edges and such. It kind of looked like a little camping car with that very tall roof. So that's just for all the functions. So yeah, that is a really ugly looking roof. Since it doesn't really look like it's functioning anything else other than hinge parts, mechanical parts. And that big sloped, curved orange windscreen and those unusually shaped yellow headlights with a cutout in them on the side. 4 little vents, very smooth hood. And this pentagonical front bumper thing. Little triangles and trapezoids in there and all sorts of shapes. Very out there Toyota car. This is a very Toyota car, a very short wheelbase. This is a car in the shape. This is a toy in the shape of a car. Ouch, I cannot tell whether these little scratch marks were created in factory or in transit. Eek. Fero and Powell combined together into Fero B, a flying car. A flying car that leaves its junk hanging. I mean, this particular combination is really strong with the magnet and also the slope. Because as this thing pulls it down, yeah, that unlatches the hood for the robot mode, but this thing is really sloped and really pushes on there, so you're always left with a hanging, dangling car roof as this thing flies around. It works with any other Carbot in that it will always make them flop. So yeah, there's no way to make this flying car look even less sillier than it already is. It is very silly to have a little car hanging out from the back of there. You're just gonna have to hold it like this when swooshing this thing around. So the simple vehicle transformation amounts to just letting the sides of the gall door wings flip out little wings, wing tips as this entire thing flips back, and this entire smaller cockpit flips forward to make a little flying car jet thing. It has wings, so it's a flying car. Although just by the nature of its orientation in robot mode and the vehicle mode, it doesn't look, the weight is not very balanced. This is very front heavy. Not sure how well that thing would go in real life. But yeah, just, who cares about that? This is just a flying car. This is just a flying car that could possibly flap its little wings. And again, if you just have this car without the robot mode bits, just as a standalone premium car playset, you could just press the little trigger buttons here to have a flying car on its own without the little car on the back. So as a bonus, this thing is Titan Master compatible. So you can have a little Titan Master going out for a little ride. Combination into robot mode with Future Bus not included. Yeah, I think this spring mechanism really counteracts the force of the backwards momentum rather than the forward momentum, so unlike this certain mechanism which does allow more forward momentum to go forward, you're gonna have to get really close here if you want that triple chain reaction. Also, I taped that sword in, so it's not going flying anymore. Yeah, I guess the central core really does change up the look of the suit, the Future Bus suit. Yeah, with the rather bright red and the orange that kind of blends into it. Unlike Jack's suit, which its colors pretty much blend in with Future Bus. But this suit really stands out. Which could either be a neutral, which you would either like or not, because depending on if you like to have really a big, bright central color or the color that blends in all throughout. So, depending on what you like, you may or may not like this over Jack's suit. And taking a look at this head, which is a much more humanoid looking head with that traditional nose and mouth. His silver painted face with those eye lines and those star screamy side vents. And a V-shaped crest and a painted green central head crest. And a little rounded chin. And he has a working talking mouth in the show. Which I made too much of a big deal of. Cause like 75% of Carbots all have face plates. Which I guess is because it looks cooler and it's easier to animate. And the few that do have the humanoid face with the nose and mouth, they don't have working mouths. It's just a static face with only the typical flashing eyes. But I think Fero, for the first time in animation, had a typical talking mouth like, you know, how these actual humanoid robots would. Fictionally. That seemed to be a really minor breakthrough. Though to be honest, his face was as expressive as Generation 1 cartoon Transformers. Tobot V did it better, overshadowed by his big wing backpack. Oh, so that's the reason why they're so high up and not straight forward. Just to give some shoulders a clearance. Yeah, but what does this thing do? Other than, you know, really just give him a body and give him personality. And supposedly makes his swords into extendable sticks, which is not possible, of course. Yeah, I guess they just give him big wings, which hardly go over the shoulders, so they don't look that impressive. I guess they can help him fly better than he can already fly. It's probably not the best looking alternative suit to some. Also, really big hollow gaps because of how the wings fill up the sides of the car, unlike, say, Jack's suit, which fills it up pretty much well. Though I suppose you can pow in without the Fero and just have the wings not deployed. And then plonk Fero in after so that he doesn't have the wings deployed. So just to give him a cleaner look. Just a red suit and just slightly unlatch the sides of Jack's suit for pop out wing mode. That's something. So, Fero B, by itself, it's a really premium, overpriced little transforming car little play thing. And with some other premium stuff, it's an alternative robot head and body for it. Which of course is really pricey. So of course it's not going to be for everyone's cup of tea and just a little somewhat relatively inexpensive add-on compared to other more higher priced Carbot toys. And we have one more canonically designated head and vehicle add-on to look at next time.